Racers have long asked for an IndyCar official Pro Series, and it seems like earlier this week their dreams were finally realised when iRacing and IndyCar have collaborated to produce what will be iRacing's biggest single-seater series ever, and certainly the biggest change-up we have seen for many a years on the service when it comes to pro racing. We'll be discussing that along with another new iRacing series, an F4 series in collaboration with the FIA, along with updates to various games, including Raceroom as well, and of course the new F1 24 game and the early reactions from those who have got early access to the platform. Welcome to the late Apex. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, and also me is David Sampson. David, a positive week of news. I think we can have some fun with this.
Yeah, Pro Series IndyCar on iRacing. I mean, just having another Pro Series is a good thing. Having it been IndyCar is epic after we look at the last year or so and the license and the removal from the game. So to go from getting the license back to getting the Indy 500 back to now having a Pro Series, it's very exciting. Brilliant car as well. Brilliant car.
It's such a good car. That is, yeah, really, really good. We'll get the... Oh, no. I might need to change something quickly. Yeah, because we haven't got the buttons right. So you blabber on, but this is not it's a bad start, and this is my fault.
I've got it. Yeah, so total price spot 50,000, and obviously, as I said, as I alluded to, this is a Pro Series. So we were just excited to get IndyCar itself back, but to have a format where we can see the best and the brightest compete at the top is great. Yeah, this is recent breaking news as well. Let me just see, 23rd. Yeah, so very, very all sorted. Yes, all sorted.
I hope our mics are still going. I pressed a button and it changes everything, but I think it changed everything which was not working to work. So hopefully that's all right. Yeah, what were you saying?
No, I've just seen it's ButtKicker sponsored. No, I was just elaborating how excited I am, and this is a great opportunity, £50,000 prize pool, and how quickly we've transitioned from at least getting the series back to a financial endorsement for them to... I mean, this is the dream, right? This is what we wanted. This was when we first heard about the Indy 500. That was one thing, but getting a Pro Series to replace the IRO one
because it's so... I keep on going on about this, but this is so like pennies to these real-life organizations. Like 50k is nothing to IndyCar, and it's been so frustrating. And it looked like the other IndyCar championship, I forget the name of it right now, but the one with the 8k prize pool, which was we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that looked like that might be as good as we get. And it's like, come on, IndyCar, like actually put some money into this thing because you stand to benefit from it. And finally they are. Albeit, it's difficult to tell how much of that prize pool is coming from ButtKicker, how much of it is coming from IndyCar, how much of it is coming from iRacing. So maybe IndyCar still aren't putting too much into it, but it should be really good.
iRacing must have been like... Yeah, IndyCar needed a platform. iRacing could have hardballed. IndyCar were the ones with...
Yeah, but you act as though these people are intelligent.
True. I probably do give too much credit.
So the series starts on the 19th of September, so it's a while away, but of course they do need the qualifiers before that. So qualifiers is July and August. It's not explicitly stated how that will be done. So other series have used like the official series before, and another series that we're going to be talking about, the F4 series, will be doing that. We'll talk about that in a bit. But I think this is going to have its own standalone official series, I imagine. Of course, in PESC, they do the contenders as well. So it's a 3-stage thing. You do basically an official series, then you do a 1 race per week.
Yeah, that's the separate event.
And then you get into the like proper championship. Maybe they're just gonna do one or the other, or maybe they'll do both in July and August.
What is the prize pool nowadays for PESC? Because I know it's been coming down. No, less events.
It's stayed the same. Is it 100 grand still?
For total prize pool. So this is entered not bad. Halfway there for a new car to the sim.
And of course the reason why single-seater racing gets no endorsements is because manufacturers aren't involved as heavily. Right. Because it's just a Dallara IR18, but Dallara don't care about getting their name out, whereas Porsche do care about getting their name out. So that's why GT3 is, along with the popularity obviously, it's why that actually can get money, because the manufacturers are willing to put up some money for it. It will be broadcast on the IndyCar social channels, so that's a nice element of it. we sort of take that. It's easy to take that for granted, but like sometimes these real life series really don't help their own championships. So that's a good thing that IndyCar are willing to do that. Um, so far the details are fairly skint on
Yeah.
it. I
We
was
just
reading,
got dates and prize pools, right?
yeah, mainly I was reading it from a racer .com article about it. Apparently as well, so one other thing actually I think that the Apex Racing team drivers found was that it will be, well, you can see it there, 8 p.m. Eastern time Thursdays.
Whoa.
So that's 1 o'clock in the morning for Brits, I believe,
Even with the time.
or maybe midnight actually for Brits. Maybe it's 4 hours difference. But yeah, ugly times.
Yeah, 1 in the morning. Yeah, that is ugly because that's probably just. Or is that when the race will start? Yeah, it looks like that is actually when the race will start.
And that's fine for the pro guys who we work with. Like that's good for us, I would say, because they can just. I mean, that's basically their sleep routines anyway. Like they're getting up at midday anyway, so that's fine for them.
You called them out. They're up at
But
midday.
like it's the people who are working like 9 to 5 who are going to be in trouble. People who have got work at 9 in the morning who may not be quite so willing.
But this isn't an American first series, right? This is that side of the pond, not PESC side of the pond.
No, but 90% of the drivers will be European.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
guarantee it.
But like, yeah, if they're thinking, oh yeah, we hope to get some more Americans in it. No, unlucky, mate. You need to make it even later if that's going to happen.
True. 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, that's late enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think you'd want any later than that.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like iRacing themselves will be broadcasting it. That's nice. But then again, I always find they only iRacing focus on the oval stuff. Is that fair to say?
What, on their proper
Yeah,
channel?
on their proper channel.
Yeah.
It always seems
because
like when they go
they-
live, it's just oval.
Do they do PESC as well on their actual channel? Or is that separate? I think that might be separate.
I'm not sure. I watch it. I can't think, mate. Yeah, maybe they do. But no, very exciting. Just reading the article. ButtKicker are the sponsor. Hey, Thomas in chat. It is Andy. Is it Andy?
Andy Fungus in chat saying it is awesome to have another major virtual championship on the service. Very
'Cause-
true.
It's nice to use the word another because we felt. I mean, 6 months ago we were reporting, could PESC be leaving?
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, PESC could still be leaving.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, one part of PESC has left for Rensport, a teeny part.
A teeny part, yeah.
But it felt like we were running out of championships on iRacing.
Yeah, BMW Sim Cup obviously diminishing.
Yeah.
That's gradually been getting smaller and smaller. So no, this is positive. And of course, obviously, iRacing have got the NASCAR license now. We'll talk as well later on. Well, actually, we'll talk about it now because this is irrelevant. IndyCar Motorsport Games Agreement, because this is sort of linked in with the iRacing thing. So,
I think I've read this, so I think I should be versed.
and you might know more about this than me because I
Oh.
struggle to understand it. I got mainly the information from an overtake.gg article. And so basically, it seems like Motorsport Games, obviously, they bought the license, the IndyCar license, said, we're going to build you a game. They didn't build a game. And then last year, I think in November, IndyCar were like, well, this deal's over because you haven't done anything. I think Motorsport Games basically owed $2.9 million to IndyCar because, of course, they bought the license.
Yeah.
So they still owed that because they hadn't paid it. Apparently, there's been an agreement made that they only have to pay $400K now, but the rights will come back to IndyCar. So IndyCar will now own the rights back again, which I thought they already did anyway after November, but they will be able to basically give whoever they want the development.
Well, there
of
might
the
have been
game.
two sides of the license. Remember, usually with a license, there's things like the naming rights, the PC rights, the console rights, the mobile rights. There's usually these separations of.
Yeah, I'll see exactly what it was.
So maybe one of them could have been like a 10-year deal. Like, okay, we are getting the IndyCar.
So IndyCar development project for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox formats, including the software source code, tools, and applications necessary for a professional development team to resume development and production. So that covers everything bar mobile, seemingly.
Wait, they got the source code. I thought it was just going to be a reglossed R-Factor 2. So they've got all the R-Factor 2 code. Wow.
Well, to be fair to them, it was Motorsport Games Australia, wasn't it? The guys who did Kart Craft.
Oh, it was.
They
Yeah.
were the ones who were developing it. Apparently, it was quite far down the road, but I doubt that.
I doubt that So
I mean, the trailer that they made was like a year ago, maybe a bit less than a year ago, was like not footage. It was like as though they'd called up someone completely separate to do
yeah,
just
make us
animation
yeah, exactly.
or typed it into Chat GPT.
No, ChatGPT would have done a much better job than what they did.
Sure.
um,
So there's a potential now. People are rumoring, or at least Overtake.gg are rumoring, maybe iRacing will have that access because iRacing have the right to like use the cars at the moment, but they don't have the license to actually make a game. So there's the theory maybe iRacing will get that. I'm a bit hesitant about that. I'm not even sure how enthusiastic iRacing would be. Monster Games are got the NASCAR game to develop now. They've got the rally sim that they're doing. They've got Wall of Outlaws doing. So Monster Games, who are owned by iRacing, they're busy. iRacing are busy doing iRacing stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if they want to develop a new game.
I don't know if IndyCar could handle being on its own as a separate entity. I mean, just money generation alone. I mean, we're talking what they'd have to charge like 35 quid, and you get what some track. I don't know. Like, I don't know how how financially strong it would be personally. Like, would they go down the FIFA route and release a new game every year with car updates and drivers driving for different teams? I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like Formula One shows that this principle, and FIFA, they're
But
almost
it works.
no, they're coming to end of life. I feel like FIFA's.
But they make money. FIFA FC 24 made
Alright,
an insane amount
Okay,
of money.
yes, maybe I'm thinking right. IndyCar, it'd have to be a console game, like console
Yeah.
first.
Oh, yeah,
controller.
Yeah.
And if you want to play an oval on a controller, then I know nothing. Like, I know, like, I have no words. Yeah, so I played NASCAR when I was living in America. It's over at a friend's house, and his kid had a big TV, stood there playing the new NASCAR games, like new racing games. I was like, yeah. He's like, you're pretty good. I was like, oh, not bad, yeah. I was like, okay, smash into the wall, smash into the wall. He's looking at me like, wow. I was like,
you do this professionally, do
yeah,
you?
I can't. There's no fidelity. Like, how do I turn left without smashing into the? And then when I correct, I was just, mate, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
I was terrible. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Maybe a console game. I don't know. I don't think like that anymore. To me, FIFA and Formula One are, yeah, they worked out how to make money, but now I feel like they're in big trouble. I think the only way is down, and the only way for them to monetize is like mid-race you open a loot box for fuel, and like honestly, I feel like
But I feel like people are still buying. Like people will complain about this stuff, but
Yeah.
they still buy it.
true. Then yeah, I mean, I don't. It's hard for me to cross the difference between money and what's
Quality.
well received. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, often the two are not aligned.
No.
Andy in chat saying, "I'm not sure if I want iRacing to develop the IndyCar game unless they can make a separate team to develop it." Yeah. So far, any of the licenses that they've got, they have just handed over to Monster Games, who they own. But obviously, like I said, Monster Games are developing three games, the NASCAR pretty much from scratch. So I don't think they have the capacity, seeing that they got the NASCAR license now to develop as well. So yeah, I'm
IndyCar
skeptical
Ultimate.
of that. IndyCar Ultimate. Is that? Maybe that's what they would have called it. Maybe
Why
it would have
not?
been a franchise.
Yeah.
BTCC Ultimate, Le Mans Ultimate, and yeah.
It's got a ring to it.
So yeah, that pretty much covers IndyCar news for today, which has it for a while. But yes, good news for iRacing.
I'm excited to watch Peter win the championship.
Well, yeah, he won the IO1 thing, didn't he?
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah,
good for him. Congratulations.
Maybe Luke might do it. I don't know.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Luke's an animal.
Jamie used to be really good in the World Championship single seat stuff, but I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back to iRacing anytime soon. So
ESL R1 Pro.
Yep, we'll be discussing that later on.
All right, on theme, let's discuss another one. F4 are getting a proper eSport championship on iRacing, the FIA F4 Esports Global Championship. 25,000, I think I read, prize pool.
Yes, reported by B Sim Racing, amongst many others. A lot of people are interested in this one. Again, it starts in September. annoying that we've got the two biggest single-seater championships for years, and they are on at the same time. But it's only 4 events, double headers. Seemingly, the prize pool is being put up by the FIA because there's not any title sponsor for it or anything. And this sort of ties into the whole regional F4 things that they've been doing for like 9 months now, I want to be saying. So you got the 3 regions, which are the Americas, Europe, and Asia Pacific.
yep.
And so what they're doing is that the top 10 of each of those areas across the season 3 on iRacing qualify for the global championship. Now, what needs to be made clear, anyone can do any of those regions. It's different tracks depending on what the region is, but I can do the Americas, I can do Asia Pacific. So it'll be quite a unique qualifying process where if you're taking it seriously, you're going to be going for all 3. The
True.
Asia Pacific is going to be the weakest of all of them. No disrespect to what is by far the most populated in terms of total population in the world. But in terms of iRacing competitiveness, I imagine 8 of those top 10 will be Europeans for the Asia Pacific thing. So, but they'll have to learn 3 different circuits because it will be 3 different circuits on each of the regions.
This just in, breaking news. In order to be eligible for an invitation to the Global Championships, drivers must reside within the respective region for which they qualify.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I
No,
didn't
it's
read
just
that bit.
breaking news. It just got added. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah, it's all good.
Oh my bad. Sorry.
I think you can compete, like you said, in
You
any.
can compete. That's what I was reading. Yeah.
Yeah, but the global, like they said, they'll take the
Well,
top
that's
10
interesting.
eligible.
So if you're Australian or Japanese or any of the other countries in Asia and Pacific, you're going to be in a world championship maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want me back to the US?
No.
I think you got a better chance over there.
I can handle myself here in Europe, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you can get to the top 10, are you?
No.
What I would say is that it's going to be the youngest average age. I wonder if is there actually a minimum age, because anyone on iRacing knows that the average age for the F4 drivers is 14, and I'm not exaggerating there.
So,
like it is
I had a big-
really young.
One of my first, I got appointed as a Esports discipline committee member for Motorsport UK, and I had a big meeting, and they had an open table for questions, and I had just gone through a Motorsport UK's the Brit car, and my point was the age limit. I'm like, we've talked for an hour about bringing through youth,
Yeah.
and then we give,
Giving people opportunities
Yeah.
in real life motorsport from a young age. Yeah.
and then yet when they turn up to Brit car, we give them the black flag because they're under the age of 16, whatever
Yeah.
it was. And I was like, it needs to be younger, way younger. And if it's a parental consent issue, then we have the forms ready, we have the process ready, and we get the process running, because we can't have our cake and eat. There's a phrase, but
You can't have your cake and eat it. Yeah.
yeah, well, you can, I suppose, if you're hungry, though.
No, because then the cake's gone. It's in your stomach.
Ah, that's how that works.
I think so. I only found that out last
so. You
year.
can have 2 cakes and eat one.
Yeah, if you have 2, but then you haven't got both cakes. You can't have both cakes.
You
and
can't
eat
have both cakes and eat one. It still works.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So yeah, this would be interesting. But I imagine they did say they want to put a full process in place, work with the FIA on the youth, getting the youth through.
Will be. One of the quotes was from Tony Gardner, iRacing president. Both iRacing and the FIA are committed to helping aspiring racers break into real-world motorsport through accessible opportunities, and the Formula 4 platform is a terrific means of doing so. We look forward to an exciting season this fall, and we're sure that the front-runners in this series will be battling once again in the upper levels of motorsport in years ahead. Which I really like the sound of that. It's a bit worrying that came from iRacing rather than the FIA, but like that's what we really need. Is I really want to see drivers do well in the sim and then get fully funded drives for, because if series want to be popular, if like F4 wants to be popular, that's what they should do, because it's fascinating to see these sim racers jump into a real life car and do well.
Yeah, for sure.
Chen Bullock-Bassey. To be fair, I think Bullock-Bassey went from real life to sim to real life, but still, it's quite interesting to see someone like him, batter it out in F2.
Yeah,
Among many others, obviously, like Alex Dunn, is one of our drivers.
Yeah, announced from McLaren.
Yeah. Congratulations to him.
Oh, amazing, mate. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he's in the. He's got a photo of him in a McLaren shirt in the
I'm not jealous at all. It's
McLaren
fine.
Technology Centre.
It's fine.
Incredible.
Yeah.
One more thing on this is that they will only announce the tracks for each round 24 hours before each race. You like that? It fixed set
For the
fixed set-
global.
For the global, yeah, fixed setup as well.
I understand fixed set. I can get behind that because it then at least gives your home hobbyist enthusiast who's fast versus Pete and Luke and the team and the
Sure. Yeah.
setup builders here. I don't agree with the 24-hour thing. I don't. It's nonsense. Like, I don't know. Like, what is it? A list of 5 tracks, or is it just it could be anything? It's Alton Park. Like, guys.
But does that not tie into what you were saying before again, where the pro drivers have an advantage where they can do 40 hours on a track, whereas your
I don't know.
your 9 to 5 driver can't do that. So
I think it works. I don't know.
might make more errors. You were saying earlier on in Porsche Cup how you enjoyed Porsche Cup earlier on
True.
because they made errors, unlike in Formula One where they don't.
True. All right. I just don't envy the partners or wives of these people when the track announcement comes out because they're like, I need to pop to the sim. How long are you going to be based on the track? 24 hours.
23 and a half hours.
I'll see you just before the race when I grab a Red Bull and jump back into the actual race because it's going to be tough for him. Like, that's immense pressure.
Yeah.
Because I know you're saying the home hobbyist, but if you knew 2-3 weeks ahead of time, the home hobbyist has the weekends and he can at least...
There's a balance, isn't there?
Yeah.
A week, like I'd say, like 3 days is almost the worst because then the pros can do it for 3 days straight. Whereas if it's 1 day, then maybe, I don't know. If they can't get the day off work, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
If you get told 9 o'clock in the evening one day and you got work at 9 o'clock in the morning till 5, you're going to have 3 hours practice before the race?
Yeah. Let's just hope they don't do that track voting thing they've iRacing done before on Twitter. Because you see it swinging,
well, that's what they did.
and then Verstappen chimes in because of red line. He's
yeah.
like, this one. And the votes, it almost looks like nobody's voted on the other tracks. People are tweeting. They don't even know why or what they're talking about.
It gets pretty nasty as well because you look at what the other teams have voted for and then people go, okay, we won't vote for that one. We'll vote for the other one.
Yeah.
If they want that one, then we'll vote for the other one, even if you have no preference yourself.
Correct.
So, yeah, hopefully they'll decide it themselves. Also, just a heads up, it'll be crazy, that championship. Bunch of 14-year-olds, if it is actually going to have no age restriction, they're all going to hate each other after one round, and it's just going to be chaos. So it will be really entertaining. I'm looking forward to it. Insane slipstream in that car. Wow, what a championship that's going to be.
Yeah, I've been racing F4 this. It's... Yeah, the karting kids are on a... They're so aggressive.
Yeah.
Let's see. No. 2 new eSport championships, 25,000 full prize and 50. It's a good start because we obviously felt like it was on the decline. So because we've got is eSports even a paid thing?
Yeah,
it is. So we've got IMSA Esports,
25 grand, I think.
IMSA Esports, PESC, F4. Still got British F4.
Whoa, what is they changed British F4 where? What were they gonna do?
Well, you win a trip to the track.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've like diminished the prizes or something. So yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Oof.
F1 2024 game hasn't been released. It gets released on Monday, I think. But yeah, some people have got the early access, and the reception is negative. The handling is the big conversation. They have got basically a brand new handling model, it seems. I saw. Well, I'll let you go first because you were the first to look at this. What did you gather from?
Well, I saw lots of videos published from all the F1 content creators. Let's say there's a pool of 15 of them. First of all, their thoughts were unanimous. I don't think one stood out on the handling. Absolutely unanimously in the wrong direction. The words being thrown out was more arcadey. Up to the limit is okay. Like, it's fine. It's a little step backwards. On the limit is a huge step backwards. We're seeing I hate to use the word realistic and unrealistic, but this is actually, to the human eye, very unrealistic. We're seeing stupid stuff like no braking needed in heavy braking corners by the way you can throw, absolutely just throw the car in, and it does. I mean, when you look at it from far chase, people using the term arcadey, but what they mean is those arcades, not like you can't, like, it's gone way too far. Like, it looks very, very strange.
Because it's always not been 100%, obviously, and that's not what they've gone for. But yeah, they've gone even further with that. I saw an, I pronounced his name wrong, Arava.
Yeah.
Arava, long time. I don't remember a time before Arava. I remember videos when I was 11 of him installing a mod and having a cool video about Sep. So he's an absolute veteran of it, knows what he's talking about. And yeah, he was saying he was sort of quite passive on it. He wasn't like going on a hate spree about it, but he was saying it's very difficult to F123, very pointy for the front end of the car now, maybe aimed for controller players. So much so that on a wheel, some people had to turn down the sensitivity just to get some more fidelity
maximum,
about
that's what I heard.
Yeah, because otherwise you turn the wheel and it just goes. So that's been quite difficult, particularly at low speed. That's very tricky. I think he pointed to what you were saying about the high speed, how the high speed isn't more tricky because the car is so responsive. He can just throw it into corners. Said that there was less need for TC now. Apparently, those who were on medium TC before don't need TC anymore. So that's a lot easier on that one. Curbs do nothing now.
Yes.
Not that they did a lot before. Anyone who watches like Montreal, the 3-4 chicane at Montreal, like they're not corners basically on that track. You just straight line it.
You experience them in the sim with the bumps and everything, but now you just never bottom out. You never lose performance or speed. You never bottom. It doesn't seem like you can bottom out in this game.
Also, ERS is more prominent. So this used to be the case. But before, I think the last few seasons, you've been able to basically leave it in one setting and it's been fine. Now, you've got to change the setting like every corner pretty much in order to maximize the pace.
The pickup's insane.
Yeah.
It's double DRS.
If you go overtake, yeah, it's probably like 20 mile an hour extra.
It looks stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't even looks faster than ERS and DRS, and without them having draft. But I've seen people in draft, just you blow by them.
And it looks pretty bad as well with the AI because it doesn't feel like the AI has the same thing. It looks like the AI is always the same pace, and you're using almost like a boost button that no one else has.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's so to me that type of thing I hate having an advantage over the AI.
And I saw like creators jacking up the AI difficulty, but then braking so early. Like it just became a meme that you could just always break down the inside because they're braking 10 foot earlier. Like their lap times are fine, but the way they were taking some corners was just questionable. It just overall feels like a step back, and yet they're asking more money for it.
But is it a step back? Because what percentage of people will actually care about it being more grippy?
I think if I was to think about everything I've heard, I think it's a step forward for controller users. Because that's the other thing we didn't mention. Tyre sensitivity is now nothing like real life. Like before, last year we actually got a very difficult tyre to be in the window, like real life. Very tricky for them drivers to, you always hear them on the radio. That was how previous F1 was. Now it's just a very forgiving tyre. You overheat the tyre on the straight, it cools down very quickly. So yeah, we're seeing this. I think for controller users, they're probably going to love it. I did mention the very pointy front end. It's still understeery, but it's just that initial pull of the front is very jolty.
Sure.
But still understeery. So that can be really, really unsettling for a wheel driver because you feel like you're oversteering. And if you was to bring any out, you're still not making it. Like it's just an pointy understeery, and then you cannot lose the rear. That's why you're hearing this TC thing. The rear is just so connected now.
Sure.
I've heard people running max front wing, minimum rear, so that they're quick on the straights and the car's still good in the corner. That was a good setup, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Monaco wing on the front, and Monza on the rear. Yeah.
Yes, it's a yeah. We'll see what the sales figures are like. But,
Oh, they'll
yeah,
sell.
comes out next week.
Well, let's
The
be
profit
let's
they
be
must
frank.
make.
Our opinions are for sim races, right? Our opinions are
Oh,
the things where
oh
usually
yeah, but like
they're going to
I
do good.
like
They're
to
going to do
think
fine.
I recognize that yeah, it is going to make
Oh,
money.
it's going
Yeah.
to make money.
Like it doesn't have to be a good game. Like that
No.
doesn't have much correlation. They must make an insane profit though because Codemasters got staff of about 10 people now.
Yeah.
So they got 10 people, I don't know, 50k each.
And the game was built like 12 years ago. They just tweak it.
Yeah.
They probably spin a wheel in 7 different places and go, okay, oh, it's landed on those numbers. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, have we updated deliveries? Yep. And the driver's name.
No, but no. To be fair, you got to give credit to the marketing team. You have to come up with some new
yeah, some new
name.
trailer. Yeah.
Because it's got to be. It's like in FIFA as well, where it's like new dynamic player movements or something, new engine model for this, and then they do some like weird like 3D mesh graphic.
Yeah, for the
I feel
tie
like.
up. Yeah.
As though they actually did that. So
Question in chat from MBSF1. Are you doing Majors 24? I will
I'm
be,
not.
yes.
I was I could have done it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My teammate in chat just popped in. We actually swapped from LMP2 to LMDH because they just announced no rain.
Yep.
We figured, yeah, let's give it a go. But I'm putting a veto on the Acura.
Out of principle.
My team. I don't want to drive it for 24 hours. No, like if it's Acura 100%, then the question will come up for LMP2 again.
I think maybe we discussed this last time, but there'll be a new build, so hopefully they've finally nerfed the Acura. That one.
Hey, Mark. A new Devin Butler storyline. I don't know Devin Butler.
That's the F1 character you used to play as.
Oh, of course,
where you, like, punch your teammate.
The teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking Point.
Breaking Point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Thomas, also teammate. We are driving accurate. No, it's any of the others or LMP2 back to, and I don't mind paying the fine or whatever I have to pay majors. I'll play the I'm a streamer card.
Yeah.
I think it'd be Porsche or Caddy. That's what we're leaning towards. Are you not tempted? No, you can't.
I think I could do. I just you know what? Actually, it's quite bad because Nords last week we crashed. And spoiler alert, I wasn't the one who crashed. It was one of my teammates who's
at the
with
office
and I live with.
Yeah.
So I really haven't been able to look at him.
He's really
week.
close to us, actually.
Yeah, and he binned it. But even before then, within the first 2 hours, I was quite. It's just so demanding. It's so demanding.
Well, you started, didn't you?
I started, and I told Lewis when I got out on my first stint, just bin it, mate. I can't be bothered to get back in the car. Just bin it, and then we can go home. And then I actually did. He didn't bin it the first time, and then I did 2 more stints. And then actually at that point, I only had like an hour more to drive. So I was like, oh, actually, don't crash. And then the pillock actually did. And so it's just too much effort for me. I really struggle. I've become a really uncompetitive person. I really struggle to get excited about any competitiveness, and I think you need that.
I think you did well. You did very well. You just don't give yourself enough credit. You started the race, which was braver than I was.
Yeah.
I chose not to. I was going to. Then we did some more testing, and Brian's pace. Well, you saw Brian. It was very impressive, and I handed the baton.
No,
So
Brian was on fire that instant, apart from when he crashed. But yeah,
he was hit. So,
I didn't actually see it. So yeah,
P-Cup sent him on. Well, Brian did open the. I watched it back. Obviously, I'm never going to say this while he was driving because it's stressful enough, and it's not like it was actually a mistake. But into the
good luck
carousel, into the first carousel.
Do that one, yeah.
Brian sort of took the corner and left enough space for the P-Cup, and I think the P-Cup just got the hint, that slightest of hint that Brian was going to take the high line, and then Brian just. I think as he came down to take it, the P-Cup dived. So, I mean, it wasn't on Brian, and the P-Cup driver did actually contact me after the race to say sorry. He said, "I'm sorry, I thought you was."
Sure.
But it's just one of those things, right? We'd been in a rhythm, right? We'd been doing this for hours, and P-Cups weren't sending it there. So when it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as we predicted last week, we were in the same split.
Yeah.
We got very unlucky the first 4 hours. We spent a lot of our first 4 hours fixing damage. So Brian got hit by the Porsche Cup. The first GT3 I dealt with, the very first one, I come off the corner, I see him there, he was catching nice and fast. I move to the right to give him extra space, and as he comes by, he just clips my rear left, the smallest amount, and it puts me into the wall. Not major damage, but over that long a length, it's a lot of lap time lost. And then we had another little bit of damage as well. No driver errors on our part, like that was good, but we were last by 3 minutes at one point, and we had almost agreed that one more thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Come on, like guys, we've got 18 and a half hours left to go. If one more thing happens, we're done. And then I don't know, the clouds cleared. Everyone else started having trouble. We started moving through. Yeah, we knew it was going to be another 5-6 hours till we caught up to people, but then we started catching. Then we started moving over. Then we started overtaking. And then you guys died.
Yep.
Shame to see. And then we went on to finish P5, which I was really proud of.
No, that was a good result. Very good tenacity from you guys.
One more, mate. One more lock up, and I was just all for it. Anything. Doesn't matter what it was.
I missed an Apex, guys. We're going home.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One more. Anything. Someone's 3 seconds off their predicted lap time. I'm at the end of my tether now. We had so much bad luck.
Let's discuss some sort of real-life racing. Max Verstappen, of course, won at Imola last weekend, but he also won the Nords 24.
You worded that the wrong way around.
Yeah, sorry, he also... Yeah, sorry.
Do it again. We'll start this stream again.
Yeah, so moving on to real-life racing and sim racing as well. Max Verstappen won the Nurburgring 24. And he also won the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix as well. You know what? Like, to give credit to Formula One, he was actually pushed quite hard in Formula One, and dare I say, maybe he was under more pressure in Formula One than Nords. Because in Nords, from what I could see, he made it look easy.
Yeah, but I think that mistake he made, I think he was on his on the app checking his iRating SR gains.
Did he make a mistake? What in?
No, I mean like the was it near the end of the race when Norris was catching?
Norris was catching.
Yeah. I think he was just checking. Oh, I forgot to check how much IR and SR I got.
Yeah.
So it was just.
And boy, getting angry. Oh, damn it! I only did 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh no, so I didn't get that much of the. Only 8.7.
It was a good race actually, the F1, because.
Oh, I thought it was an awful race.
Oh.
The last 10 laps were good. Besides that, it was one of the dullest races I've ever seen. So to disagree
I'm used to that part.
I very much felt strongly whilst watching it of, this is dreadful. And I'm usually very positive about Formula One as well. I thought it was a really bad race. Besides the last 10 laps.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow's going to be great though, qualifying. Oh, looks Ferrari, McLaren, Aston maybe. Can't rule out Red Bull.
Can't rule out Red Bull, well said.
Any one of those teams could be on pole tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, probably not Aston, but probably Merc, Ferrari, or Red Bull.
Lewis going to be pole. And Mark's obviously been drinking. I suppose it is quite late. MBS says, I'm doing it for the first time in MP2. Can't wait. Nice. Enjoy. Remember pre-qualifying. Just make sure you read all the rules. This is quite a strict event when it comes to their rules. So top 4 splits have safety cars. You need to at least have 4 of your drivers or all your drivers do pre-qualification. Yeah, just make sure you read the rules.
Jonathan Grabowski in chat saying, Sam, you weren't around for all those Schumacher runaways, talk about boring. No, don't get me wrong, Jonathan. I think generally F1 now, and I wasn't around back then, but I don't think F1's too bad now. And I look back at those like early 2000 races, and especially seeing that only the top 6 places actually mattered, it does look excruciatingly dull.
One thing that was different back then to now, it was pit stop racing.
Sure.
So much of it. Like, we got good as race fans at knowing how this pit strategy was, or how it was going to play out, because fuel levels swung by miles back then. Like, yeah, it was very different because the tyres weren't this soft, stupid Netflix content creator window crap that I hate. It was that one race with buttoning, I forget where it was, where they designed the whole idea of the tyre around that race. Like, wouldn't this be great?
Montreal 2010.
Yeah, wouldn't this be great?
Yeah, but
Pirelli, do this.
Yeah, but F1 2012 is the greatest F1 season of all time, without question.
Was 2012? Was that Vettel?
That was the
Weber,
season
Button,
where you had
Grosjean.
Yeah,
Alonso and I said
Wait, say
Weber.
Grosjean.
Grosjean, it wasn't it?
Well, the first 7 races were won by 7 different drivers.
Yeah. It was brilliant. And there was another driver.
Well, Maldonado won a race.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was an epic season.
Great, best season ever, and that was exactly the format that you were stating.
Yeah, but that that just happened. It wasn't because of the tyre. Like they then were like, we want a tyre to try and make this mess. Like, wouldn't it be great if the tyre was terrible, fell off, and had such a narrow window that the team spent billions of dollars not knowing what to do, and then they cost cap it. So Williams like, guys, like we finally have the money to come back, and whatever. People think the cost cap's helped. No, it hasn't.
Well,
Audi, Williams, they have the money now, and now they can't spend it.
But the next rules reg, it means that everyone's got 150 mil to spend on the next.
Do you know Ferrari used to spend that an hour back in the day when you could test?
They had an advantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Alan.
So, congratulations to Max on winning Nords 24.
Yeah, the cars are ridiculously big. Alan's pointing out they are. I mean, when I first saw him in real life, I was flabbergasted. Back in the day, we never knew how much fuel. If you remember, real pole.
If it was real pole or if they were pitting 3 laps, kept you on your toes. It did keep you on your toes, MBS F1, until 2009. And I remember me and my sister finding out that they started posting the fuel limits or the fuel amounts straight after qualifying. And it was the most... because that basically decided the weekend. Forget qualifying. It's that sheet that they post after the race. Back in 2009, it would have just been like a PDF.
With the fuel adjusted.
And they just had the fuel amounts. And it's like, oh, okay. 4th place had twice as much fuel as the 3 cars ahead of them. They're going to win the race. So that was fun.
What you summed up why sprint races are terrible? Because it just takes away any element.
I hate sprint races.
Because it's like, oh, here's a mini version of the race. Now you know exactly, probably, how performant all the cars are.
Too much Formula One. I can't be watching so much Formula One. I just like one race every couple of weeks, and that's what I know. That's the good thing about F1. You don't need to watch too much of it. So anyway, we will get to our point eventually. Monaco and iRacing ?
Yeah.
There was a tweet posted or an Instagram post by iRacing with the Monaco with a car, with an F3 car with an iRacing banner on it.
Now, just to interject, me and Sam aren't stupid. We know this is still a 0% chance,
but
it's still clickbait.
But people are talking about it for some reason. So
there's a second picture actually.
Oh, is it? Maybe I can
Yeah, this is it now. It's legit.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, there you go.
There you go. No, I love Monaco. Like when I fire up an F1 game, there's 2 tracks to go to. You're gonna guess them both. Sam, both F1 tracks, easy.
Well, the Road Atlanta's not on.
No. What's a scan in iRacing that's terrible but the track's fun?
Oh, Interlagos.
Correct. And
Monaco
in the wet in center. That's why I love the old F1, the one I've played the most, where you got all the old cars.
Sure. 2013 or 2018?
I forget. You could put on the rain, Senna's car, Monaco, crash, try again, crash. Think, okay, I'm ready for the race now. Crash and qualifying. Think, I'll do it in the race. I'll start last and do it in the race, and then you're being lapped on lap 1 because you crashed again. I don't know how you. Maybe I'm better now because I'm a sim racer, but back before iRacing, I just didn't understand how you do it.
Mark Custers, iRacing has been sponsoring an F3 car for a while. You're absolutely right. Mark,
Yeah. We know.
Rumors are BS. So
no, the reason this rumor picked up was the Instagram post iRacing put out of that particular photo. That was it, and they were just stirring the pot.
I'd love Monaco to be added. I think
same.
I'd be down for races there. It would be red flags, constant track blockages, but it would just be. It's just Monaco, man.
IMSA Monaco.
IMSA Monaco. The thing is, how much different would it be to Long Beach? I think very is the answer, but like
T1's not easy.
It's difficult to compare because you don't run this. I guess you run Porsche Cup at both. But from what I know, the Porsche Cup race at Long Beach was even more chaotic than what they have at Monaco. So maybe it wouldn't be that bad.
Where would you pass the GT? At least at Long Beach, the track is very, very narrow on entry. Like even the corners when you get to the top of hill at one, it's like you turn in stages. Like it's not a fluid.
Yeah.
And then it closes down to nothing. The next one closes down to almost a negative space. The hairpin's so dumb. In the F1 games, I used to just turn damage off and practically frigging wall ride that. I hated it. I don't mind the rest of the track. But again, even the downhill through once you come through the tunnel, it's not an overtaking opportunity for a GT. You're not passing anything. Yeah, but still. No, I'd like the track just because of the history, but we just got to run slow cars there. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to finish that.
Well, yeah,
F4.
Porsche Cup, F4, yeah.
Yeah.
Raceroom have released some updates. They are going to rebuild Portimao. Not entirely sure why, because Portimao I don't think has changed a whole lot recently, but they're going to rebuild it. Maybe one of the older tracks on the sim. And they're also going to... Everyone does. It's a good track. I did the camera pack actually for Portimao yesterday and today, so got some nice camera angles.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, we don't visit it there much, but when we do, we'll have some nice camera angles on the channel. They've also released their BMW pack. So the BMW that we weren't sure about what was going to be added was the BMW M8 GTE that has been added, along with the BMW M2 CS Racing and the BMW M4 GT4. You can buy those BMWs for £9.35. Curious why they added the GTE, seeing that's been extinct for 3-4 years.
IRL not that long, but I suppose BMW have, because Porsche carried on. I don't know if you saw, like near the end of the season, it was just like 2 Porsches and 1 Vet racing. It was really weird.
In WEC, they Ferrari stuck it out. I think Ferrari were the last ones to stick it out, and maybe Aston as well. I think they stuck around, but yeah, BMW quit. Oh, we've already talked about IndyCar Motorsport games. Oh, I think that's sim racing news complete then. In that case,
wow. Yeah, we covered.
There wasn't that many news stories, but the few news stories there were good.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Mark saying Porsche, Aston, Ferrari stuck around. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I remember just Porsches at one track. Just they were just on their own battling. But I don't know. I still miss GTEs. It's still my quote unquote golden era. ILMS, iRacing, ILMS, GTE. Well, it's my favorite.
Sure.
I'm sure at the time all I did was scream and cry about the idiots in traffic, but I don't remember that bit right now. I remember it being amazing. I think I got took out on that one T1 at Interlagos. Perhaps it wasn't amazing.
Apex Racing team. We had ESL R1 today. Now,
yeah, how'd it go?
I'm not 100% sure about the results, but unfortunately none of our drivers got through to the final. Jamie, I know, got knocked out in the quarters.
Does Tatler listen to this show?
If you're watching a wrong, Tatler, let us know.
What a donkey move.
What, on Kev?
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter who it was on. He was 4th and just...
I don't think he got a penalty, but I think he got a
5-second penalty.
Oh, 5 seconds, okay.
Which advanced him through to the next round.
Sure.
4th place, tight T1.
Centres.
Street circuit. He went from Kev on his own, 2 wide behind him, Donkey, I can't remember his name, and just late break the inside, smashed into Kev, putting him into the wall, knocking him back, and then just drove off into the distance and dropped the hammer because of the opportunity he was afforded by the incident he caused to build a gap because he knew he had a penalty coming.
Sure.
5 seconds for that.
Yeah. Yeah, they should just do it by positions.
Or by what actually happens.
Well, yeah, and like, I don't know, it's a weird comparison, but whenever the Winter Olympics come around, I get really into the speed skating. You know, the super short.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the Australian athlete who won gold in Salt Lake City.
Oh, you're talking to me? No, I don't know.
No, but it's a really famous moment. We'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, chat is firing up right now with anticipation.
It's the best sporting moment ever.
Oh, okay. Well, it's lucky.
But basically, in that, if someone knocks someone off, they're just like, "You're out, mate." And if someone gets knocked off, but it looked like they were going to get through, they're like, "You get through, mate."
Right.
because it's such short form like skating that like
Did you see? I'm actually going to talk about skating.
Yeah.
Do you see the recent video of the girl early lapping everyone and then just mingling in the field and acting like she wasn't a lap up? So then they battled to the finish and everyone just forgot.
wow.
Yeah, she went a lap up on everyone, just skated everyone because it's very short, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, a recent thing was I say very recent. A girl lapping people, tried lapping. It was very recent.
Well, this is 24.
Yeah, probably that 2 months ago.
What is this podcast?
I know.
To lap 'em.
Hey,
Here we go.
Brave and nobody's
Yeah,
the
here we go.
winner. Now then, what an attack. Nobody saw it coming and nobody's reacted.
Right, so look how early this is into the race.
Gone for broke
11
right
laps to
from
go.
the get-go here.
And then she just hangs with them and they... I don't know. I don't know if there was a breakdown in communication, but watch. She just... That's it.
Continuing to lead this group. Little attack coming from.
And this is how it finishes, mate. It doesn't get any...
As we hear the bell.
Everyone
It's
finishes
getting
together.
But she's still
very
racing.
congested,
Yeah.
isn't it?
even though she's a lap up.
Well, this battle, there it goes. Oh, 4 of them battling away there.
But yeah, here we go. So they're still battling.
I say she's done. She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've done all my laps. See you guys later.
Jingru just flew off.
Right, anyway, apparently we both had short ice skating to share. That's,
Is
There
it-
you go.
Yeah, Mark Custer's confirmed. Short track track racing is amazing. Yeah, it's really good. I look forward to that in the next Winter Olympics.
yeah, the Apex Racing team at Short Ice Racing did well.
Is Mark Dutch?
He is.
Of course, in the long track ice skating, the Dutch are insane because they're so tall and just built like houses. Some of their athletes are insane. Some of their most successful Winter Olympians are in the ice skating. So yeah, Mark should be very proud of his nation for that category.
He doesn't stop talking about it. Mate.
So ESLR 1. Unfortunately, Jamie went out and Jimmy went out in the first races. However,
A 3 wide,
Johan
lap 1.
and Kev were able to get through. Kev finished P8 in semi-final 1, and Johan finished last in P12 in semi-final 2. So neither of them got through to the final, which is disappointing. But what we should say, and we only say this when we do have a bad round, is that these races don't matter a whole lot for the championship.
Correct.
but
And our boy's looking quick. I mean, Kev's looking right on the money.
really, yeah.
Jamie's very confident, so I think that's a promising sign. Haven't spoke to Johan, so he's not here. And Jimmy's doing well for his first season. Like, he is doing well. I'm not just saying that to, like, pad him up.
Yeah, and I think like a good comparison is like Elvis from last season because obviously they both came in unexperienced, and I think generally he's been sort of maybe a little bit ahead of Elvis. Maybe that's a bit unfair to us because obviously he was going against everyone he was racing against had already driven in ESLR 1, whereas Jimmy's going into it and there's a fair few newbies, but Jimmy's been quite close to the cut in comparison to some of the other new drivers who came in midway last season.
He's just the other side of that mid-pack close battle where we're not talking about a tenth here, we're talking about hundreds and thousands. He's always just at the moment just on that slight back foot, a few thousandths off, and you think, oh, it's only a few thousandths. But in ESL R1, with how short the races are and how important quality is it's a lot.
Yep. A quick word for Apex Racing Academy. Just, obviously do check out Apex Racing Academy. Signing some of the best setups and data packs and track tutorials and driver coaching of anyone on iRacing in a variety of cars. But do check out the Apex Racing Academy social media as well, because we post nice graphics like this, which show what the best car on the on each race is. Now,
And the notes. The notes are important.
Yeah, because the notes give actually a lot more detail about what is actually the best car. Now, obviously, this is the GTP bop, so it can pretty much be copied and pasted each time because the Acura is always at the front. Also, good to see Mazzano being used, in IMSA, because that's been underused.
Yeah, it's definitely been used. Yep. Owen used it, yes. And No,
It's not a bad track.
it actually made the news, like on.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is Misano not being used?
Well, not even that. It's a lot of races weren't going official. Most were one split, and only 2 in 2 days made 2 splits. And yeah, I put it down to trust. Like people, it doesn't matter the quality of the track. It doesn't matter it's Misano or how good it is. It doesn't matter. We lived through that Oschersleben, Rudskogen, blah 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 blah. Where iRacing just Manicor. iRacing just was like, oh, here's a bunch of tracks.
Yeah, they're still doing that though.
Yeah, but that was the last. I think that era was like people started buying a couple of them, and then wait, you don't use them. They're not being used, and so these Mizanos and Magellos and all these are coming out, and people, I don't think they're not going to drive them. They just want proof of life first. People are like, no, if it's busy, if it's fun, and if other people are enjoying it, I'll buy it. I'm not just buying them now.
Maybe I'm a bitter individual. I think iRacing should force every series to use these tracks. So obviously you have community voted schedules, but I think iRacing should intervene. And maybe to give that confidence of, yeah, this track will be used. Because some of these tracks people just don't appreciate. Like if they're not used in real life, when you've never seen a real life race at Misano, have you? So you don't know if it's good or not. So whereas Portimao, it's used for 2 years in F1 and everyone's gloating about how it's the best circuit ever.
Easy fix is, where are these people that voted?
No, but no one voted for Misano. I don't think anyone voted. I think that was
because it's new.
Sometimes the communities have rules where a new circuit gets added.
Mark's got a good point. Portimao, it was even after this cut because I think it's fantastic. Like every time
everyone thinks it is. Yeah.
Second to last corner is garbage.
Sure.
Absolute garbage. But once you learn how to weave through and not touch too much of the garbage, the rest of the track, I love it. Undulation. T1's a roller coaster ride in a fast car. Absolutely roller coaster ride. Yeah, great track. But yeah, even that isn't getting the numbers it should get. I think that's potential. Like I think it has potential for a top 5 track for me, Portimao. Not yet.
Sure.
Yep. It does have the potential of the problem that second to last corner is one of my least favorite. It's not even good for racing. It's not good for following. It's not good for an overtake. It's just awful. But yeah, Portimao is a fantastic track. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to rant on about participation. We'll see. We'll see. But it does seem to be unanimously down everywhere.
Sure.
Every sim. It's not like people are flooding somewhere.
Well, I guess we had like a boost, didn't we? Like we had rain and we had Le Mans Ultimate.
Yeah.
And we had ACC Nords come out in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's understandable we're having this slight dip. This was a fun battle in the SRF Weekend Warriors. They have the Formula Fords and they have the Spec Racer Fords in this. And you can see Kabanka gets ahead of Yangshi Lin the last lap, but we're going to have a fight to the line.
This ain't Mid-Ohio. This is Imola, isn't it?
I did say Mid-Ohio. Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, maybe the Spec Racing Fords were at Mid-Ohio.
Oh, maybe.
It's a long run to the line here at Imola.
This is an all-weather tyre, right? This is what you use in dry and wet.
Yeah, this is what you use in both.
Oh man, that's so cool.
And just gets Lim. Then managed to overtake on the line, 3 thousandths of a second. A fantastic finish from Yangshi Lin. We also had what I've labelled the worst move of the week. This was awful. Proper, I don't know what this guy was thinking. So that looks bad.
Wait, what?
From the onboard, it's even worse.
Like he was
can imagine such a thing.
I mean, this is bizarre. He goes up the inside, which is already.
He just drives straight. He's even off the track himself.
Just runs in.
I don't understand that. I
Play
don't know
the
if that was-
first bit again, the TV cam, not the because the onboard is so damning, it's hard to overlook.
Final chicane, Riviera up the inside as they lap one of the Audis.
I don't know if there was some like aggro before that, but like awful driving.
Idiot, yeah. I mean, long shot, but he might have just had eyes in the other direction for the other car. Like, cause he made that swooping move, he made the turn. I maybe he was just so focused on the the messaging chat, the other car that he was just focused on getting off the corner.
Sure.
But I'm not sure. I mean, it could have been wheel failure. It could have been he had the. I don't know. It could have been anything. So, but I mean, the onboard footage, which I hadn't seen because that looked awful.
yeah, the onboard.
Move.
Ken C's in chat saying worst move of the week. And then he's apparently it seems like Ken had a bad move in the Extreme Motorsport series. So Ken, you have been spared, fortunately. Let's have a look at this one as well. Last lap, Butler leading the way, but he's got traffic to deal with into the corkscrew.
What series is this?
He's overshot it. This is Rick Mutek World Challenge. And he got a slowdown for it. But now Grant is getting held up as well. And all of a sudden Butler thinks, I might have a chance here. He's trying to get past the gaps down to 7/10 of a second. Contact goes on the inside. But wasn't able to make it into the key litter.
Weird, he did everything perfect up to then.
And Dibble gets past as well. So Butler drops down to third position in an awful
No, I mean,
corners.
that car behind, once he made contact with the GT3, he was never getting slowed down anyway.
No, he was lucky.
Yeah, and he did not expect the GT3 to open up the corner.
Okay, Ken, to be fair, was just saying he didn't make a bad move, but Laguna was a questionable race. So that's what he was referring to. Adam Tompkins, who will be racing in GT3 Trophy. Looking forward to that. Adam, best of luck for that. I know you're going to be one of the front runners in the Pro Championship. Perhaps iRacing could charge £5 during week 13 for new tracks to promote buying them, then charge full price from week 1. I would almost say the other way round, Adam. I think in week 13, people actually are like more willing to buy tracks because it's just like, oh, it's a new track. I've heard some good things about it. I'll buy it. And then I think once they get into the season, they're like, oh, this isn't being used. There was no point in me buying this. But I think maybe cheaper circuits could be a way to go. But people still buy them. You know, like, I don't know. iRacing know more than me about who buys the tracks. But I feel like people still buy these tracks.
Yeah.
Even if they don't use them.
Look, if we're talking about IMSA and GT3s, iRacing only really has 6, 7-ish tracks anyway that can pull the numbers people call correct.
Sure.
That's it. And soon iRacers agree to that and realize that, the healing can begin. Because, you know, we might have a lot more tracks than LMU or a lot more tracks than ACC, but we don't participation-wise. ACC GT3s is busy. Their Alton Park numbers match our...
Well, compared to Mizani.
Yeah.
Like, that's a popular track in that sense.
What is it? Road America, Road Atlanta, Daytona, Sebring, Le Mans. I've missed one.
Were you listening?
The big ones.
Spa?
Spa, thank you. That's it. And then the questionable ones are, no, not Monza, not Silverstone. I think it is just the 6 majors. Maybe I've forgotten one. That's why I said 7-ish,
Sure.
but it ain't 8. I like that idea. Make every track free in week 13. I think every car and track should be every week 13.
That's what ACC do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Should just be a pure fun week. And please just get rid of the officials that still go on, because it leads to confusion.
yeah. I've got confused by that. I've done Porsche
Mazda
Cup
and
races,
Porsche
I'm
Cup.
like, this doesn't matter. Oh no, I've lost 80 rating in like a 15-minute Porsche Cup race. Like 15 minutes?
Mate, Ferrari GT3 fixed is official, but it's a standing start or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets really confusing. Just make it a fun week, a rest week. Make all the cars and tracks available. Host variant like they do, where they just throw up fun races all week long. But just like they did come up with the fun concept about 6 years ago, then they just left it.
Yeah.
Now we still get the truck.
The Jim Narco, the single seater mix.
Yeah, there was a fun idea, but
Yeah, it
do
needs
that
to be
again.
different each time. Yeah, get people interested. They just don't put any thought into it, do they?
Having an IMSA season without Le Mans is blasphemy in opinion. The season.
MBS F1, an IMSA season. I know there's no European sprint series anymore, but come on, like, you know, I think, well, yeah. Maybe there should be one. You shouldn't be able to visit a track more than once a year per series. Spa gets used 1 season per year. Le Mans gets used 1 season per year, and use it well.
This is the problem.
Then you use
right?
48 different tracks.
This is the problem when we had the ILMS and IMSA. Who is it? Sen about Le Mans, MBS. Obviously, should Le Mans be in IMSA? Like it's the
But
question.
there's no European series, to be fair.
Correct. You know, I
That's
agree.
only
That's
Britain.
what we lost is ILMS. You know what I miss? Where's the specials gone? The 1 hour IMSA races that we used to get once every season.
Sure.
It was always at the Daytona or the Le Mans or the Sebring. Where did they go? I don't know if people remember, but we used to have like it would always sneak up on us all, but because you'd run the wrong fuel in the first race. But once a season, we used to have a 60-minute race, not all week long. I mean, not just one race. I mean,
Yeah.
all week long. There was a 60-minute.
They did that for a couple of weeks even, didn't they? Like
Yeah.
two weeks even during the season. So yeah. Pretty smart.
But yeah, I'm not. I like Le Mans. But is 45 minutes long enough for Le Mans? And is 50 cars big enough for Le Mans? This is my question for a 40 odd minute race.
Yeah, when I see sometimes IndyCar quite often goes to Le Mans. I'm like, no, guys, go on, you missed the boat on this one. Nords, love it. Absolutely love Nords in the IndyCar. But
What?
Le Mans in the IndyCar, no, too boring.
I like Le Mans, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't hit the numbers. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. So Apex Racing League, we have got a few more sign-ups. Well, actually, no, we'll go through this first. So if you want to take part in the Toyota GR86 at Spa in heavy rain for free and potentially earn €175, sign up to Racing Unleashed. You can sign up over at apexracingleague.com. And it should be a good, fun race. 2nd of June is for the Challengers. That's under 4.5k. 16th of June is for the Racer.
What
that's
days are though?
Sunday evenings.
Yeah, me and Mark we're gonna dominate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're actually going to do it?
It was Mark that mentioned it to me, and I looked because I didn't know what on earth he was talking about at first.
You will be a
Because-
racer, unfortunately. You'll have to go up against the Apex Racing Academy guys.
I'll be an AM, yeah.
No, you'll be a racer.
A racer.
A racer is a pro.
Oh, I thought pro was 6k in this.
It's been changed.
When?
We heard you were taking part.
Oh, for God's- Right, what's the cutoff?
4.5.
Oh, you.
You would have been right at the top as well. You would have still had to beat guys like your Torsus, to be fair. But
All right.
yeah,
so
now you got to beat Thompson and Balicki and co.
is it fixed?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. All right, yeah, me and Mark wait, Mark's pro. Mark, what's your rating? Was it 4.5 cutoff?
Yeah.
If Mark's slightly under, can you put him in pro with me? I don't want him winning AM and I come last in pro and I
no,
beat
you
him.
should do AM. You should do AM. Honestly, Mark, go for it.
I don't know. His
Yeah.
I rating's close.
4.8.
Oh, 4.8.
Okay, no. Yeah, you gotta go racer, mate. Unfortunately.
So it was 5.5k last week.
6k last week.
6k last week. Oh, thanks, buddy.
I didn't change it. It wasn't down to me. Crikey. Also, GC3 Trophy Season 8, we've got 3 more spots available. Sign up quick. So we're running out of space. It's going to be broadcast from the Esports studio.
What is that? Yeah, we'll be broadcasting it. What is it? 3 or 4 spots left? 3 spots left.
3 spots left.
And obviously you can register in the Mustang or the Vet.
Yeah.
Register in the Vet. I would.
I can look at the entry list actually at the moment.
What, you allowed to reveal names?
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone's got access to it.
Come on,
That's
let's
actually-
see.
I should probably access it through here.
It can be raining.
It could be raining. It could not be raining. It could be raining. Could go either way.
And for the low price of $10 a week, I'll leak the weather details early. Oh, you're actually just streaming the list. Wow. No checking if addresses are on there or phone numbers. You're just going straight into this.
No. There's no addresses. There's no. All right.
All right, so let me scan. All right, Eric Rousseff is in there in the BMW.
Ford.
Wait, he hasn't put.
Corvette.
Wow, I'm proud.
Ford. Corvette.
Adam Hedgecock's there. Dennison.
So many Mustangs, not many Corvettes.
Michael Hooper's there. That's Bear Pope, right?
Yep. Yeah, at Pro Am champion last season. Still a few Audis.
Oh, Philip Answell's there. Nice. I was just literally chatting to him between races. He was asking me, I think he's just put in a new processor or GPU, and he's asking what to load test. And I said, Daytona at night with rain, 50 AIs, start mid-pack, and a standing start for particles.
Sure.
If you're getting 60 FPS at the grid, congratulations. even if you've got a 4090. Cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it'll be a really.
So hopefully it'll be pro-am and am.
Yeah, we'll be pro-am now. Yep.
Proper good.
Nice one. I think that's all the stuff I had to go through. It was quite a long one, this hour and 10.
Yeah, it's way gone my bedtime.
Yeah, I've got to get up. I've got a crazy golf tournament to go to tomorrow, so I'll be waking up at 7 in the morning.
I've got tomorrow my first weekend. I haven't got to do something in what feels like a very feels like forever, man. Honestly,
Do you regret doing Nords?
no, because
Well, you
even
can't
though
say that, to be fair, because Mark's in chat.
Mark,
Oh, you didn't do it with Mark, actually,
No,
did
no.
you? No.
No, because even though I had got involved in that GT3 incident, I handled it well. I kept the car going. I finished my stint. I didn't make a driver in my 4 or 5 hours driving.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Was I quick? No. Did I care? 0%. I did my laps. I stayed. I watched that incident back 1,000 times. I'm big on learning, and I don't know what else I could have done, man. To be honest, I think I actually fell in the category that I sometimes help people steer out of. I was too kind.
Sure.
Because I gave him so much room. It's sometimes safe to be like, there's your space.
Sure.
Use that. I swooped, and he has utilised it to sort of open up the corner more, and just, it didn't matter to him. I get it. I'm slower class. I mean nothing to him. He just clipped my rear left, but it was enough to then just slide me into the damn wall.
Sure.
No, I was super tired after because, we were triple stint. This is not the era of iRacing to be triple stinting tyres. It makes no sense to do it. You get tyres for free. They're free.
Yeah.
But we declined them for 3 hours and 20 minutes because you get more optionals fixed, a lot more optional fixed, not 8 seconds, like 35 each stint. So we bled that out for a casual 13 hours. It was great. And obviously it was great having you in the race. Honestly, it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Particularly in the early stages, I really wanted to keep up with you guys because I was pushing. I was last.
Brian
was pushing.
Brian was flying.
But yeah, everyone else was just so quick. And I was doing we were discussing before. Oh yeah, if you're in the 52s, you're good. I was doing 51s. And I was losing time. I was like, come on, how good do I need to drive to keep up with these guys? So
yeah, they were all. I have to admit the pack we were in, especially at the start of that race.
Yeah.
I did not envy you because
No,
they were fast.
they were rapid. Cool, nice one. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Been a positive week of sim racing news, particularly on the iRacing front, and hopefully you'll join us back next week. But of course, do make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe, share it to your friends, maybe even catch the podcast in future weeks as well. We would much appreciate it. But for now, for myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and with David Sampson, we will say goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.